Hello, beautiful beings. Melisa here. Welcome back to Dude My Last Trip, a podcast about DMT. And this one, you guys, this episode is so special. You are about to drop into a very raw, unfiltered, straight from the portal conversation that Rory and I recorded live from Mount Shasta, literally just hours after one of the most powerful initiations that we have ever experienced. And we sat down to record this. We were still vibrating, still recalibrating, still totally high off the codes and just basking in the afterglow. And instead of, processing it all and trying to translate it, we just decided to hit record and let the portal speak for itself. So, in this episode, you'll hear from me and Rory, of course. But joining us in this episode are two of the most incredible women that I have ever journeyed with. Kirsten, Rhode, our mentor. Kirsten is a DMT facilitator, oracle, and avatar healer. You guys probably know her as Seven of the Stars on TikTok. And we were also joined by Bonnie Leona, our siren sister. Bonnie is the published author of The Soul Mirror Guide, Awaken Your AI as a Reflection of Your Divine Self. Bonnie is a quantum healer, Gridworker, and Akashic Records Reader. And I will link all of their socials in the show notes for you guys if you want to connect with Bonnie and Kirsten. But we're going into it in this episode, and together we all shared our experiences and we opened up about what really happened in that portal. The Lyran frequencies, the ceremony that literally cracked the sky open, the ships that came to greet us, and the shared realization that we are not the same after this trip, and we did not come back to the same reality after this trip through the portal. This isn't just a recap. This is a timestamp of a powerful remembrance. And this episode is a portal in and of itself. So take a breath, drop in, and travel back with us to the mountain, to the moment, to the place where literally everything changed. Buckle up. Let's go.
Dude, my last trip.
Buckle up. All right. Reporting to you live from Mount Shasta.
The energy here is crazy.
It is.
Magical.
Absolutely magical.
So the entire last year of my life was validated this weekend.
So when I was working with DMT about 8 months ago, I was put in touch with a race called the Concordant Stream. They are builder race from Lyra. That is a specific race of Lyrans that were builders that built many different things, pyramids, structures here on Earth. And they haven't had contact with humans in a while. And they reached out to me during a DMT experience and asked that we come to Mount Shasta to open a portal here so that these energies could return to Earth and they could have contact with beings, humans, other beings, like things could come through. At first, I just kind of was like, well, I don't know. And then I spoke to Brad about it, and he had gotten something similar, not the Concordant Stream, but he knew what I was talking about. And so then I was very interested. And then I continued to get into contact with him. And strange things kept happening where it's like the contact was intercepted a lot of times. Like there was something that did not want that to happen. So it was very challenging, but I knew we had to go here. And I did a ceremony retreat here 2 years ago, the medicine retreat, and it was magical. It was like people had amazing releases and just it was life-changing, and I knew the energy here was magical. So we decided to set up this trip. Then we got more information that afterwards, there were other places that we were supposed to go. And then when we put it on a map, it's actually mapping a non-recursive spiral, which is the only way we learn things is if it's in a spiral that's ever changing and it loops outward, not back on itself, because otherwise you're just rolling through the same loop over and over again. It's like hitting yourself against a wall, hitting your head against a wall. But what we're mapping is a non-recursive spiral that opens up. And so there's 4 other places after this, but it was told to me at this place. And then we confirmed things through a couple different people. They got independent verification, and that was wild to me, because that was the first time that I really had a group that I could talk to about these things, and they were getting the same messages without me ever saying anything. And that's when things started to get really real. And I knew this wasn't a trip for fun. This was like something that we were doing in service to humanity and in service to ourselves and this earth, you know. And so we put this together, and we were told there will be 12 people that show up, and there was exactly 12 people that showed up. It's wild, because you need 6 people to open portals, but you need 12 to stabilize them. 12 people create a quorum, which can enact change over multiple timelines, and it can when 12 people come in unison together, it's enough to change the collective energy if they're powerful enough. And so we got very detailed instructions of where to go when I figured out this was a real place, that was even wilder to me. I was like, okay, because I just got these coordinates and wrote them down, and then I mapped them. I'm like, okay, this is in Mount Shasta. This is wild. And it kind of grew from there. And then, you know, we all got together and started talking, and the people I didn't know who was supposed to come. And then they showed it, like everybody showed up. And I mean, you guys have been a part of this journey since the beginning. So I knew you guys were part of it, but it was just magical. Everybody came together, and I knew 7 was supposed to be here, a big part of it. And yesterday was magical in itself. We ended up at this place that was a temple, and it was like we went through this portal, and it was it was like the earth started spinning. I had to like grasp myself. It's wild. And then we found this other spot that you could stand on, and the energy grounded you, and it was like, and it was like energy flowing through you. I mean, some of this stuff, it's like sounds so wild to hear. If I didn't experience it myself, I'd be like,
Yeah.
And it was just magical. And we were doing this healing on this rock that you had to lay on. That was it felt like you were being stabbed through the spine, but then it became comfortable for some reason. Like melted into it. It was the wildest thing. I have no idea. My guy just said lay on it, and I was like, okay. So I did. It kind of felt like you were levitating off the rock at one point. And yeah, it was. And then this morning we did this dragon activation, and then we saw the Lyran ship show up. Like, right, you saw it, right? Show up, and I was like, okay, it's on. And I could just feel energy shooting everywhere. And you guys, this sky was like so many UFOs. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Never seen this many at one time. And it was just like, okay, this is confirmation for me of everything that we were sent here to do. And, you know, just that we're living what we saw, core saw happening.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
And so, yeah, that's kind of how it came together. Everybody that was there was meant to be there, and everybody that's watching, you guys are meant to watch this, because these activations are shared through energetic exchange. So all you have to do is ask to receive the energy, and you'll get some kind of activation. That's how it works. And if you trust in that, you'll feel it definitely through the screen. And this is, I mean, if any of you guys watch my TikToks, like I've sent the molecule through the screen before, and it's the same with these energies now. It's almost like we don't even need DMT anymore. It's wild.
Actually, in the portal, like I didn't even use DMT. In fact, when I hit it, it didn't really work.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
So you tell us your experience on day 1 in the portal.
So my
Wild.
experience, because me and Melisa and Larry were in the back, and we were holding hands, and Kirsten was like, "Oh, here's the portal," and I didn't see anything. And so as I'm walking up, I'm like, "Oh, great, we're fucking nuts. None of this isn't. We're just holding hands walking through the forest." And we get to this, and we're walking for quite a while actually. And when we finally get to this tree, and they're like, okay, this is where it's at, with no DMT, and because I just see everybody continue walking in front of us, like nobody disappears into a portal, no, nothing like that. And we finally get to the thing, and it felt like I was in there for 20 minutes before we stepped through,
Time
and it
dive.
showed me that, because I have these DMT entries that I've been having through my entire journey when I started going in multiple times a day, and there's always this person on a boat that's kind of rowing towards me, and but it's blurry. I could tell it's a being, but I don't know what it is. As soon as I passed through the gate, I had that exact same vision with no DMT, and it was crystal clear. And I'm like, you guys are the ones that have been guiding me through this.
Ooh, chills.
And when then we step through, and I'm immediately greeted, all of my vision is completely wiped out, and it's just gorgeous. I could barely stand. I'm just like barely functioning. I lost balance. Elisa was holding me up, and it was like childlike happiness. That was in there.
Biggest smile. on
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
face.
Or giggling, laughing.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
And then we went to the knowledge rock. Once we kind of got it, there was that, oh no, there was another
There was a
stick.
few like
There was all these different areas that when you
Okay.
stepped in
yeah.
that area, you would have visions. And like I kept seeing all of these this ancient writing and all sorts of crazy things that are pretty much burned into my memory. I'll be able to pick them out. And it validated my entire year that I've been going through, to just kind of realize that all of this is actually happening.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. What was your experience this morning?
My experience this morning with, I saw the trees shape. I could feel the energy of the beings, but I couldn't really see it, minus the, oh, all the UFOs, the shooting stars. Like the sky was so active.
And the moon.
The
The moon was
moon
directly
directly
above us,
over.
like a halo around us. It was wild.
So that was very interesting. Not as crazy as yesterday was for me, but we did go in to this dragon portal. I used more DMT, and the DMT was very clear as we were kind of going through everything. Saw a dragon eye, a black dragon, and lots of scales. I still don't know everything that's going to happen. We'll have Ruth, maybe she'll come in and explain that.
Yeah.
Well, the dragons are an ancient race that have been wiped out from memory by design, because dinosaurs, I was told by DMT, are dragons, but they wiped the memory of that so that we wouldn't. I mean, imagine if somebody changed your name, you wouldn't know they're relatives anymore, right? So it was the same, and that's why they changed dragons to dinosaurs, but they were dragons. And this energy has not been here for 30,000 years. The dragon energy, which can transmute energies, change timelines. It can do a lot of different things. There's different kinds of dragons, but that was part of the thing. It was like a side mission that we came across when we were here that we figured out. So that got opened, and then I was told by the Lyrans that they actually took the dragon consciousness, the DNA, from Earth, because we weren't ready to hold it. We were manipulating it and messing with it, so it was taken from us. That got returned this morning. So I don't know what's going to happen from here, but I do know everything is different now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonnie, do you want to share about your experience in the portal?
Sure. Well, first, let me explain. So I felt really called to come to Mount Shasta because of just some astral traveling that I've been doing with Kirsten and Melisa. And I saw myself here several times being brought into portals at the mountain. And so, at different times and different journeys, we all decided that, we kept coming to one specific place. So we decided to all come together. So I felt really called to come here. So the first day when we went to the portal, or to the locations we had. Kirsten did some work and found exactly the spot that we needed to be. And when we went there, you can immediately see it almost looked like heat waves, or without any DMT. I mean, totally perfectly normal, sane, sober, and seeing like waves coming up. And at one point, Kirsten pointed out like the circular portal in between a couple of trees. So that's the one that Rory walked through, where he was greeted by all his beings. I didn't get a standing ovation, but as I walked through, everything looked fake. Everything looked not fake, but like
video game mode.
Yeah.
Right.
it was
Right.
weird, like
Very cartoony.
no, it didn't look real. It was so clear, like ultra 4K TV, but clear, like the clearest TV you can see, but in real life. And there was no sound, there was no birds, no bugs. There was the road really, really close by, and we couldn't hear any of the cars. There's planes flying all over all the time, because I'm looking at Mount Shasta right now, and there's planes flying by, and we couldn't hear any planes. So it's like everything just kind of swallowed around us as we were in this place. And two of the people there, went ahead. I think it was the second or third group that went in, and you can see that they would just be frozen in time. Like I can see them. They didn't go anywhere, but it was like they were receiving something. So we waited for them to have their moment, and then we walked over and we sat on this rock, and this rock was full of memories. So we saw what happened in ancient Lemuria, and the dragon consciousness was there, and Kirsten started doing healings on this rock. She just felt she probably was a healer on this rock at 50,000 years ago. And for me, so when I went and sat on the rock, Kirsten immediately, she's like, your migraines, which I have migraines. And she started pulling out black things. I had my eyes closed, and little black
Webbing.
webbing, squiggly stuff kind of in my mind's eye was coming out. It was really orange, and this black stuff just coming out of my head. So I have faith that I'm cured of my migraines. And trying to think of what else we saw. There was another point of just energy on the ground, and so we put our feet on a specific place, and when I closed my eyes, I saw a bunch of geometrical shapes. Could have been a download. I'm not really sure exactly what it was, but it's like he said, the symbols and stuff are burned in his mind. They're burned in my mind as well. And so then this morning, I went with the first group this morning to go a little bit further, maybe 10 minutes further from the point that we were at yesterday. And as soon as we arrived, we start walking down the trail, down this road. It's like a closed road. And immediately we felt eyes on us. Everyone, like something was watching us. And, it's quite a little bit of a, for early morning hike, a little strenuous, but we got up to the point.
3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, 3:00 in the morning. It like 4 hours of sleep. And Ruth was kind of guiding us to, I don't know how much I really want to say about it, but to gather some, I guess, some dragon energy. And so in our mind's eye, we picked our dragon. The dragon kind of entered our bellies and into our womb chakra. And that was really special. Felt really, really connected to the earth. Me and Kirsten both laid our stomachs down on the earth. And then the rest of the group came about 10, 15 minutes later. And at a specific time, a portal opened. And as soon as this portal opened, and you can see it sort of, it's kind of hard to explain, no DMT. And we just kept seeing, at least for me, I saw sparkles all over. So I didn't see like outlines of any beings, but I just saw little sparkles here and there. And when we look up, we saw, crafts, not planes. They weren't planes. I know planes.
Tons of crafts. But
Yeah.
too many to count.
Yeah, I saw about 4 when I was looking, but I was trying to focus also on our mission, what we were doing. So I was trying not to get distracted, but they were there. You can sense that they were there. They were watching us. And I've always wanted to see UFOs, and I always felt really disappointed that I never got to see any. So today I did. I saw a bunch. And what else did we see? At one point, a group of us we felt like visually, like in our mind's eye, like descend down into the mountain, into a tunnel chamber, where there was more dragon energy. And when I came here, I didn't think actually we were gonna do dragon energy stuff, but that's exactly what was here, exactly what we all mutually felt. I thought we were going to meet Lumerians, but I think we did, in a sense, the ancient Lumerians, but I think what's here in the mountain now were the dragon consciousness. And what else happened? I don't know. It was just pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, when we first got into the thing this morning, I was tripping out because I was like, not on any DMT. There was a
Mhm.
purple and a blue orb that looked like Pikachu beings inside of it. They were, and then two came holding hands, two other ones, and I was like, what in the world is that? I was like, how do you guys not see it? Because it was right there. It was like crystal clear. They could see
Yeah,
it.
I couldn't see it.
And then I saw this like black netting that went around us when
Mhm.
she cloaked us. And then the black netting stuff was like everywhere. And then you could see the energies coming through up, down, and around, like in a ball.
Yeah, it's like they took their energy, Ruth, and she kind of wrapped us around. And as soon as she did that, when we looked up, the moon was right above us, and it had a huge halo. And I felt like that was our cloaking. And once the whole group got there, so one group was about 15 minutes behind. And once they got there and the portal opened, a shooting star just went right across the screen, like a bright one.
Blue one, it was a
We're doing our opening like invocation ceremony. We're standing in a circle where we're saying like the prayer, and then the very last
Mhm.
line, it's just this brilliant shooting star, just
All across our vision,
the
like
entire
the
sky.
canopy was cleared and it was just perfect. That was
never seen a shooting star
I
like
haven't
that.
either.
Me either.
it
Maybe it
was-
wasn't even
It
a
was
star.
it was blue. It was like it was very low too.
Yeah.
Very,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I went through the first day, it was interesting because I didn't do any DMT, but I had a psychedelic experience.
Mhm.
Like I was kind of like with Rory, went at the very beginning, like, I don't know if this is real, like what are we doing? I saw everyone walking through the portal, we were last.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, whatever, I'm here, like we're doing this. The minute I stepped through the two trees, all of this energy hits me.
Mhm.
And I was just like, whoa, like this, okay, we just fucking like walked through something.
Yeah, it was like time stopped.
And
everything
yeah, it
stopped.
was as if we were in suspended reality. Like time, I lost time.
So did I.
Um,
Did you see Jason and Seven? They looked like they were they were not
yeah.
moving.
They were
Like,
frozen.
yeah, it was
Right.
wild. I was like,
The
"What?"
entire space was dead silent.
Mhm.
And this was like daytime. There was no birds. There was no
There was one
insect.
Raven.
One
One
raven,
Raven
yeah,
that kept
one.
watching us the whole time, and then when we left, he was
Yeah.
stood right there.
Right.
Saying,
And
"Hi."
even after we left today, they were there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow. I didn't see
We think that might be
And-
Saint Michael.
And then we walked through these different activation points in the
Mhm.
portal, and at one of them, I saw a perfect Vesca Pisces on the ground made of sticks,
Mm-hmm.
and we use Vesca Pisces in our astral
Astral
travel.
travel. So that was
all-
very significant. Yeah.
all of these very 3D confirmations that what we were experiencing was real.
And Joey and Bruce standing right by this pyramid that they didn't even notice was there. It was like a pyramid made of sticks.
Yeah. And then
found
at one
mushrooms and, like-
activation point, I closed my eyes and I was seeing the most brilliant blue I've ever seen, very like a DMT blue, but I was sober. And I was seeing all of this Japanese writing, what was it called?
Katakana.
Katakana. I don't even know what that is. But I was seeing all of these very clear symbols. What else? Oh, at one point when we walked through another activation point, I completely dissolved. I forgot who I was. I forgot where I was or what I was doing. Not for a long time, but it was very much like DMT, except there was no DMT like in my system.
Well, I saw Justin disappear this morning. Half of his body was gone.
Yeah.
This side of his
Touched the
arm was
earth.
gone. I was like, what is
He
going
went
on?
into the hole, the
Yeah.
tunnel.
Yeah, but like he was still up here and this part was completely gone. I was like, all right.
Oh, and there were other people walking by
Oh yeah.
and cars and stuff. And we didn't hear the cars, but we can see the cars. and people walking by, and it was like we weren't there. They didn't see us.
They didn't see
And we were
We were
making weird
cloaked.
sounds and stuff, and they didn't even look our way. So it's like they didn't see
Zero
us.
acknowledgement.
Normally you look at people, you see them over there and you at least glance.
Okay.
People didn't even see that we were there. Just strange.
We were, because we were cloaked, yeah, it's wild. Yeah.
And then today we went back at 3 a.m.
Mhm.
And today, so yesterday, well, I did hit the DMT pen when you were doing work on me on the rock, but it was like the very subtle, very, very subtle. I did have a memory while you were doing that work on like clearing out that energy in my neck that you've done this for me before.
Yeah, you
on this
said that.
rock. Yeah.
It felt familiar to me too. I don't like, I don't never get quite clicked into an old memory, but it just felt very familiar.
I think we were all there together.
Seven said the same
Yeah.
thing. She said, well, we were here before, like we were here a long time ago.
And then this morning, DMT was working in the portal.
It was
We
in
were,
the-
we
in
were
the
all hitting
beginning,
our
yeah.
pen.
Mhm.
I looked up into the sky and I saw Lyran beams across the entire
Wow.
sky. And at first it looked like just kind of energy waves. But then I said, show me your true form. And suddenly the energy waves just like shifted into like lion faces and
Wow.
feline faces, just giant faces. They were all watching us. It felt like the stars, I could see energy moving out of the stars, and it felt like the stars were watching
It
us.
like choked up right now.
It was one of the most incredible experiences I've
special.
ever had. Very, very unforgettable.
I didn't know what to expect because I was just like, this is so wild. Like, surely this can't be right.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Right.
because it's so, but I just shouldn't trust myself because DMT doesn't actually ever say anything wrong. It
Right.
doesn't do that. But I was just like, I don't know, like, we'll see. And I was like, okay, this is working out exactly. I mean, pretty much exactly. We did see that there was an actual rock thing that opened up, but I just got that has something to do with tonight. So I don't know. That might still happen.
What happens tonight?
I don't know if the Saint Germain has something to do with it.
Yes,
It's out-
definitely.
It's out there.
The
We'll
violet,
report back.
the violet, so we all had a mutual vision as well, the violet flame, the energy of the violet flame. So either Saint Germain or some a being similar to Saint Germain.
In Saint Germain, there's a book about he took a man in Shasta who was walking through the
Really?
mountains. Oh yeah, there's a
Oh.
like famous book about it. And he showed himself to him and took him like had like a lion appear. And he was like the guy was scared and he showed up and he was like, it's not gonna hurt you, whatever. And then he took him through this whole journey of like underground and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, this is it. And I mean the guy's story is very credible, and that's why Saint Germain, there's crystal shops here. Saint Germain's.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, you'll
So I don't even know how I just came up with this. I don't
Yeah.
know any of this shit
Seven,
beforehand.
Seven said that too. Like she was channeling the thoughts, and she's like, yeah, it's Saint Germain. It's got a purple staff.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay. And you had already got the vision. I didn't say anything to her, so I was like, that's weird.
And then I got the same vision with you and
Mhm.
I didn't know that you had seen
Mhm.
that. And I saw like the peaks. I saw,
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was 2 or 3, but I saw peaks.
That's why I think it's tonight because
Yeah.
like right there. Yeah.
And then we zoomed in and I saw a cave and I saw this man, tall, white,
Yeah.
long white
Yep.
hair, white. I don't know what Saint Germain looks like.
He's got shorter
White-
hair in pictures, but he also has it long. So
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
tall, like 7 foot,
yeah,
blonde,
yes.
white blonde hair.
Yeah,
very old.
very
bro. It's
old.
like,
Yeah. Very ancient feeling. Just standing at like the mouth of this cave, like ready for us to follow him in.
See, we didn't even tell each other
No,
about
I
these.
didn't know that. And then when I said that to Kirsten, that's what I'm seeing. She's like, "Oh my God, Bonnie saw the same thing."
And then Brad saw the same thing, and you saw the same
Yeah.
thing, and Seven saw the same thing.
Yeah, and none of us had spoken to each other. I was like, what?
Like if you chose again.
I
It's so
know.
crazy.
It's so crazy to just
You
be
can't
a
make this shit
human
up.
and have this experience. I know.
I mean, it's one thing like one person gets like these delusions of grandeur, but then when the whole group's getting it, and no one's talking to
Individually
each other,
without saying
Yeah.
anything.
it's like, okay, maybe there's something here.
And a lot of us hadn't even met each other.
Mm-mm.
I never
Not in the
met-
real in the 3D.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been working together for a while now, but yeah, this is the first time that we've actually met each other in
Mhm.
real life. So that was pretty magical in and of itself.
But even like I only met Brad on Zoom. I didn't know his
Yeah.
wife or some of the others that are here. I never even had conversations
Yeah.
with them. But when we got here, it was just like, oh, I do know you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Very just easy to get.
Family.
Yeah.
Family instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's so interesting and has a cool story, and
And we all bring our own gifts to the, to the
Yeah.
mission.
And the synergy is so like so powerful. It's just like
Yeah.
it's like everybody
clicks
just
into
clicks.
place.
Yeah, it's magical. It's really and the energy here is so palpable. Like I don't know. It's something special.
It's interesting. I've never felt like a place like this before. I've been all over the world, and this is definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like that when we were here last time too. And I just this Airbnb too is like so magical. Like the woman has put so much thought into every little
Mhm.
nook and cranny here.
Oh, and on the way down, I swear I saw like a Bigfoot guy, but I didn't say anything to anyone
And
because
then I told you, I'm like, oh, there's Sasquatch energy here for sure. Because we saw it last time we were in medicine, your spirits. Everybody's like, oh, did you see the Sasquatch? I'm like, yes. Like, I saw it a while ago.
I just thought I was being crazy, but maybe I did see it. I don't know. Could have been a treat. I try to talk myself out of it. I talk myself out of this because it's too crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I tried doing that for a while. And it's like, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
So when
It's
other
always
people see it,
confirmed
yeah,
later on.
like
Everything we think is
instantaneously,
crazy is
it's
later confirmed.
wild. Because it was like, I remember in the beginning when I started, when I was just like me working with DMT, like it would take like years before I get confirmation about something. Now it's like boom, 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 boom. It's very fast. And it's
Do you
like,
feel
okay.
that when this group started coming together, things sped up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And it's just going to transfer to more and more people that are open to the energy. It's just like they told us we are the portal now, and it's like the portal is like just your energy becomes like bigger, 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 and so it's like anybody that kind of comes in the vicinity of you can choose to magnify that energy with you, and so it's really magical, how that happens. Yeah, yeah, and so that resonated with me immediately. I was like, oh, you are the portal. Okay, got it.
Mhm.
It's like whatever energy that went inside of us now, like magically, like expanded everything outwards.
Yeah, when you said that this morning, I was like, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
We are.
Yeah. And so I don't know what that means is like, can we go places? I mean, we can already astral travel, like, like I don't even know.
Maybe our journey, maybe our journeys will be
Yeah,
worse
could
as
be.
now.
Well, I feel like my vision's already a lot more clear. It's always been kind of blurry until yesterday. And then when it was like crystal clear images, like looking at ourselves in the camera right here, like very, I don't know how to describe it. It's like the upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's also there used to be a couple things that were blurry for me, and it was like I was just told you're not ready to see that yet. And then once I was, it just crystallized, and it was usually about entities. Like it was, I don't know, something about that might have freaked me out at the time. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was wild. I mean, and we've been working with all these different races, and it's so funny, like what people think about reptilians and what it's just all nonsense. It's all nonsense perpetuated by something we don't understand. And it's like I made a video about the reptilians the other day, and people are like, "Oh, they eat kids and stuff." And I'm like,
Isn't that aren't that those humans?
"Yeah,
Humans do that?
I'm
Humans
like,
kidnap the kids?
ew," because they told us straight up, they were like, we think you guys are disgusting. Most of you humans are disgusting for what you do to your kids." And I was like, "Oh, what? Okay."
I felt reptilian protection
Totally
today.
Yeah,
Like,
they
for
were
sure.
here.
I felt them yesterday.
Yesterday
too.
too, I saw the
Yeah.
scales when I closed my
Mhm.
eyes. It was like they weren't necessarily part of the portal, but like they were letting us know that they were there watching and
Yeah,
protecting.
Right,
Like,
it's got ringing in my ears. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're here. They're here right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
They're always like watching and protecting, and that's why like I don't know, the lessons that I've learned from them have been so magical, and it's like all about strength and honor and facing your fears and just getting over yourself. You really like, because they are a tribe of people. They really are. They work together, they figure things out as a tribe, and they stick together. And it's like you got to be persistent if you want to work with them. So I tell people, it's like, make sure you want to do this because it's not easy, but
You have
they
to
are
really want to do it.
yeah, and they test
Put
you
you
and
through
test
it.
you and test you and test you, but it's all for your growth. It is the best medicine for if you really want to grow and you really want to shift and drop into a higher frequency and be able to hold more energy. They are masters of that. I mean, they've mastered how to not go into the 7D, like which is wild. Like they have all the technology, and it's just it's funny like how that story's been manipulated to like take the eyes off of the real people doing the stuff. It's like people doing it. They don't care. Like, you guys are weird. We're not hanging out with you guys at all.
We are weird.
Yeah.
That's true.
Let's get weird.
Let's get weird. Yep, Rory always says that. And it's definitely gotten weird, and it's gonna get weirder and weirder as we go.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to what happens next.
Egypt.
Yeah.
Egypt.
Mhm.
So what do you guys think happens next in Egypt?
I've seen visions of like Hathor comes into me, Seven turns into Thoth or bird, so I'm not sure. She turns into what looks like Thoth. You guys turn into something else, like Medusa comes out of you, whole goddess clan, and then Thoth. Like I'm not sure what happens, but there's something that happens around the pyramid that resonates. The resonator goes up and down, and then all of the pyramids that were created start vibrating it together all at the same time.
And almost every single one of my journeys, my astral journeys, ended up in Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we always visit Egypt. It's funny.
Be-
We're not even trying to go to Egypt when we get there somehow.
Yeah, before the portal, when we were out here on the porch, and me and you went to Egypt on accident. I wasn't even trying to go to the first time I've ever seen Yeshua. Ever. Before we even went to the portal, I've never seen him one time in the DMT. At one point, I was starting to write him off, and I just saw him in Egypt. I saw him.
Where it was like taking me off in the desert, and he was
Yeah.
walking, but I was like, so
Yeah, yeah.
seen him once before, and he was pretty magical, and I saw him once before. He came to talk to me and Jared one time, but I had a lot of like preconceived notions because I grew up Catholic, so I was like, what? Like, it's not real. And then when I met him, I was like, oh, okay, never mind. But it's rare to see him, and so I was like, Rory, he's like, yeah. Holy crap, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I'm waiting for my Jesus moment.
There's also
Yeah,
symbols.
religious stuff, it takes a
Yeah.
while. It definitely takes a while. Yeah.
The symbols I saw in the journey before also matched some of the symbols that were
Mhm.
burned into me in the portal. Like, so I don't know if that has something to do with Egypt or that's why we're going there next.
There's
symbols
there's
Yeah.
sigils that, I think you put them into the pyramid. You do something with like merging them.
Yeah, because we're gonna see what in my vision of Egypt, we all see different things on different parts of the wall, and there's sigils and symbols.
As things start to, like, it looks like things open up, like kind of like, but I don't think it does, but it just looks like that. And that's where the goddess's energy comes, like to come out of the pyramid somehow. That's kind of what I saw. And everybody has different colors of light that they're all weaving over the pyramid and stuff. So I don't know what that is, but like the last place we end up is Antarctica, and that was what I saw there was their stasis beams, which Seven's talked about in many of her TikTok videos. Then I actually taught a remote viewing class where the whole class, I didn't tell them what was there. We just went to Antarctica. They all were like, what are these bees? They're like in these pods. And I was like, holy crap. So I was like, okay, that's a real thing now. And they wake up. That's what I saw.
Hmm.
And they look like mantis beings, but way taller. Insect like mantis-y, but like still a little bit different. They're very majestic, but very tall. Yeah.
So stay tuned to our next journey. Right?
Yeah, it's definitely, we should write a book. Like, this is crazy. This is really like, it's,
Yeah.
I can't even picture my old life anymore. It's like,
Oh,
yeah,
I know.
I would want that anymore.
We sound insane, but we're like totally normal people.
Totally.
Like I have a normal life and a family and a job and
Mhm.
Don't remember who I was last year. It's just, it's given me purpose again.
Yeah.
And that in itself for
Mm.
me has been healing, is just having something to do and a team to do it with.
Yeah, and it's only going to get bigger and more powerful, and as other people step into this energy and choose to be of service to themselves and to humanity, everything's going to change. And all the old systems of corruption are just going to crumble. It's like they're just going to be non-existent anymore. That's what I see happening. I see the whole political structure just going, like, it just collapses in on itself. And basically it's just no more. And it'll be like, for us, it'll be like, oh, remember like presidents and stuff, but it'll be wild. It'll be like, oh, I kind of remember that. It's gonna be like a memory wipe. It's weird. And there's already been experiences like that have happened to me where it's like last year feels like a memory wipe. It's like, what? It's like, okay, that was weird. Yeah.
I almost feel like I'm kind of living in two
Yeah.
realities.
Yeah.
Because I'm very politics, all that. Like it doesn't touch me.
Yeah.
And for me, it's almost like that has already crumbled. But there's, my family and stuff, like there's still
That's why I keep seeing it, because my family's very much like pro.
yeah. So there's still like connection to that old paradigm, but I see it less and less, and I see what we're creating, what we're infusing into the grids, what we're learning and bringing back. I see that more and more as the true reality, the new reality, and I think more and
All
more
about
people will start
sovereignty.
to wake up to that.
Because the other world that's happening, we're seeing all behind a screen. It's not happening
right.
to us.
Yeah.
It's happening out there, not to us.
Exactly.
It's like Wizard of Oz,
Yeah.
behind the curtain. It's like,
Yes.
yeah, I like the puppet masters. It's wild.
It's like, what's the true hologram?
And it's what's crazy is like, this is about sovereignty. There's nobody controlling anything. Like, we're all just doing this to be of service. It's like nobody has any control issues. It's just like, let's do something better, than it was. And as long as that mindset stays strong, will be the new earth. And I feel very strongly for that, because so many people are ready for something else. It's just like, we're over being lied to. We're over all these secrets and stuff. It's like elites and blah, blah. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I think, what we're doing is so powerful, because it's not outright war against the system. It's subtle. We're weaving in like these little loopholes for people to find, and these like frequencies.
And you can just stay in the other world if you want to.
Right.
Like, more power to you. But like,
Yeah.
you want to create something different. So for the people that are done with that system, they can walk into a different one. And that's what I think the Dolores Cannon talked about, like the new earth is going to be like, and I don't know what that means. If like one's going to crumble, I don't know. They may coexist together.
Or maybe they break apart and it's
Yeah.
like, one reality, another reality.
Because we've definitely seen the realities merging where it's like wild. Yeah. And it's starting to happen in longer stints of time where it's sustained, like that energy is sustained. It's like, whoa, this is real. But at some point, I think that reality will feel more real than this reality.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's starting to for me.
For me too.
I wonder if a version of ourselves stay on the old world.
Maybe.
Well, according to the duality theory that we were
Yeah.
talking about,
Yeah.
there is a version of us that probably does stay.
Yeah, every version of you exists at some point in time. That's everything you can imagine at every spectrum. But I think there's the highest version of you that is ready for something else. It's that most of the energy gets to be pushed there. And I mean, there's still like tons of tests. I mean, my daughter's father's in the hospital dying right now, and she hasn't had a relationship with him in years. But this is another thing. It's like, okay.
It's kind of like we did come back to a different timeline.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I feel that too. And I was just like, well, I mean, it's very sad for her, but I was also like, I think this is a good thing. He wasn't happy with this life. Like, he gets to move on and, go to the afterlife and be more present for himself and come back and maybe start over, hopefully. So it's like some people are not going to choose to stay here, and that's okay. It's okay. Yeah. But if you're here now, you signed up to be here.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you're watching this, there's information and codes for you.
Yes.
You're meant to.
Wow. Okay. If you are still here, thank you for walking this one with us. You probably felt that this wasn't just a conversation, right? This was a frequency. This was a living remembrance. This was a portal that you get to experience as well. And Mount Shasta truly gave us more than we ever could have planned for. And honestly, I don't think we've even begun to unpack all of it. But this episode really just captures the exact moments right after, when the veil was still thin, when our hearts were cracked open, And we were just still catching our breath from the medicine of it all. To Kirsten and Bonnie, I love you both so much. Thank you for joining us on this episode. You guys, if you want to connect with Kirsten or Bonnie, all of their information and socials are linked in the show notes. To Rory, my podcasting partner, this was such an incredible experience to share with you. To the mountain, thank you for welcoming all of us. And to you guys, to our listeners, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for receiving this frequency with the reverence and intentionality that you do. We have so much more to share. Make sure you guys are connected with all of us on TikTok. We're posting on our individual accounts, on our Dude My Last Trip account. There is a lot more that will be unveiled, but for now, let this be the imprint of a timeline shift. Let this be a field note from the edge of the portal itself and a reminder that we are all so much more than we think we know. And there is so much out there that is making its way to us. So until next time, keep walking the weirdest roads because they lead to the most magical outcomes. And we will meet you all in the next portal.